Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie, host and head bookologist here at the Get Literate podcast. I'm a book-loving, notebook-hoarding reader and writer on a mission to change lives one book and one notebook at a time. On this podcast, we explore the power of books and reading and notebooks and writing to make life better and to feel better too. You'll find episodes exploring the reading and writing life and how it can make our actual lives better. You'll get book recommendations and notebook invitations around particular themes, and you'll meet authors and special guests who'll help us take inspired action in our own daily practices. So, grab a notebook and your TBR list, and let's get literate. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Get Literate podcast. I'm Stephanie Affinito, your host, here with another episode on how reading and writing can make life better. Now, if you're listening to this episode in real time, then it is the first week of June in 2025. Summer has just begun, and most of us are looking forward to the coming months. Hopefully a little bit of downtime, lots of milder weather, family time, friends, relaxation, restoration, whatever it is for you. Hopefully, you're looking forward to it this summer. Now, I've talked on the podcast in past episodes on how to have the best summer reading life ever. When I think of ideal reading seasons, for me, of course, there is something special about every season of the year and what it could offer our reading life. But there's just something magical about a summer reading season. Now, in episode 128, I talked about the 10 steps that you can take today to have your best summer reading life tomorrow. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, I think it's a great precursor to the one I'm going to share with you today, which is all about building your summer bookshelf. Or maybe you think of it as building your summer stack, building your summer TBR, building your summer book apothecary. There are lots of different ways that we could describe this. But today we're going to talk about how to create a personalized summer bookshelf as an opportunity, as an invitation, as a spark, as a whatever you want to call it, to have the best summer yet. And yes, I truly believe, and I know you do too, because you are listening to this podcast, that books can actually help us do that. Books can help us have the best summer yet. Now, recently I was listening to Rachel Hollis on her podcast. It's one of my favorites that I listen to quite regularly. And she had this wonderful episode on the things that we could do so that in 90 days, we could have a completely different life. In 90 days, we could reinvent ourselves. In one summer, in a 90-day summer, if we all started right now, we could literally be a different person at the end of those 90 days and at the end of this season with just a few different habits. Some we let go of and some we hold on to and some we add. We could literally be a different person. I feel like if we add just a few of the right books, we could also be a different person at the end of our summer reading season. Yes, it is so much fun to just relax with a good summer rom-com or the kind of beach reads that just light you up from the inside. But we can also continue to be intentional about the books we're reading this summer so that at the end of the 90 days, the end of our summer reading season, we could be a different person, or at least closer to the kind of person that we are hoping to be. So that's what we're talking about today. How to create a personalized bookshelf for whatever you want this summer. Maybe it's a healing bookshelf. Maybe it's a traveling bookshelf. Maybe it's a relationship building bookshelf, or maybe it's a health and wellness bookshelf. Whatever the bookshelf is for you depends on you and the kind of person you'd like to see yourself emerge from the summer as. And so we're going to talk about how to do that today. So the very first step in creating a personalized bookshelf a personalized book apothecary, a restorative reading TBR stack, whatever you want to call it, the first thing you have to do is take stock. You have to sit and reflect and think, okay, at the end of this 90-day period, at the end of the summer reading season, at the end of the summer, this is who I hope to emerge as. This is who I hope to be. Is it better rested? Is it well traveled? Is it filled up with connections from friends and family? Is it someone who now has a new creative hobby? Is it someone who has completely transformed the outer space of her home? Right? Whatever that is for you, we first have to take a couple of minutes to think about what that could be. Now, Rachel Hollis, in her recommendations, recommends creating a list. And it's basically a 2-column list that says, here's what I know about me. Here are all of my strengths and the things that I am already doing well, that I am proud of, and I want to continue. And here are all of my weaknesses and the things that I don't want to do or I wish I could do that I want to lean into. So you have strengths that you can build on, and you have weaknesses that you could support. You know that I like to think of this reflective step in a 3-part process. Who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? And what do I want to do? I think starting with a strengths and weakness list can actually help propel that be, feel, do process along. So I'd urge you, if you are able to just grab a piece of paper, grab a sticky note, or just sit in quiet silence for a moment and think, what are my strengths? What am I already doing well that I want to keep doing and keep having momentum on? What are my weaknesses? What are the things that I want to change? I want to grow in. I want to better myself in. And then put it all together. Based on those lists, who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? And what do I want to do this summer? That is the first step. You take that sticky note, you take that piece of paper, you take all of that rolling around in your head, and you move to step 2, which is this: surround yourself with books. It is time to explore, my friends, taking that list of what you are hoping to be this summer, the person you are hoping to emerge on the other side of the summer reading season as. You want to surround yourself with books. Now, in that same episode that I've been mentioning of Rachel Hollis's, she talks about surrounding yourself with people who are going to help you grow into that version of you. And I've said on the podcast so many times before, one of my favorite quotes, which is, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, you can make changes to your actual life and rearrange who those 5 people are. But sometimes you might not be able to find the kinds of mentors you need to be the person that you want to become. Enter books, right? We can choose the 5 books we surround ourselves with, which can actually make a world of difference. It doesn't matter if these people are in real life or if these people are fictional characters. Our brain doesn't understand the difference. We've talked about mirror neurons in the podcast before, and because those mirror neurons are firing, whether you're standing next to the person in real life or reading their story, it all counts. It all matters. So what I would love for you to do this summer is to think about those 5 people you're surrounding yourself with, and think about the 5 books you're surrounding yourself with. Even if you are not able to read all 5 books this summer, I would love for you to gather 5 books that are going to help you be, feel, and do those things that you just brainstormed for yourself this summer. All you need to do is look at them to get that reminder, and then read, of course, as many of them as possible. If you read 1 in June, 1 in July, and 1 in August, you are tipping the scales in your favor, right? You are over 50% of those 5 books, those 5 people. And so You are well on your way to success. But here's the thing. I want you, when you get those 5 books, it's a list on a sticky note, it's 5 books that you have put on your Goodreads want to read list, it's 5 books that are in your bookshop cart, or perhaps there are 5 books that you got from the library and are literally sitting on your kitchen table in front of you. I want you to do 2 things. The first is this: diversify. I want you to diversify your stack. We are creatures of habit. If left to our own devices, we will take the same route to work for 20 years. We will show up in a classroom and sit in the same chair in the same location in the part of the room that feels safe. We will talk to the same people, eat the same foods. There are more adventurous people than I am, but I do know that much of our lives is governed by habit. And so likely, when you look at the stack of 5 books that you have created, there are some old favorites. Perhaps they are authors you have already read. Perhaps they are genres that you know you are comfortable with. Perhaps they were books that you found on the sites that you love to visit the most. Perhaps they are titles recommended by your favorite librarian or your favorite bookseller down the road. And those are all good and it's all okay. But if you want to grow into a different kind of person at the end of this summer reading season, then you have to do something different, right? It's those different habits, letting some go, adding some in. If we think about the books we read as being a pivotal part of that process, we have to do something different in our reading life too. So maybe that's choosing a genre that typically isn't your wheelhouse. Maybe that's reading an author that you have never read before. Maybe it's just reading a book in a different format. You get an epistolary novel. You get a listicle. You get a photo essay book. You do something different so that at the end of the summer, you are different too. Now, I said there were 2 things that I wanted you to do. The first was to diversify your stack. The second is to choose an object that represents a ritual that you could add to your summer reading. I've talked about rituals on the podcast before as well. Choosing a signal to your nervous system that says, hey, it's time to read. It's time to calm down. It's time to self-soothe. It's time to learn. Having a signal that you consistently give your body allows your nervous system to drop in to that parasympathetic nervous system state faster. So I want you to get an object, something tangible that you could add to your bookshelf so that when you look at your books, you see this tangible reminder. Something like a candle and matches that you could light every time you read. Maybe it's a pack of your most favorite gum because you like chewing gum while you read. Maybe it is your earbuds and you put them in for complete silence or you put them in for an ASMR room. Maybe it's a packet of tea so that you remind yourself to indulge in a nice cup of tea, whether it's hot or cold, depending on where you're reading and when you're reading, that reminds you it's time to relax. If we pair those things together, we diversify, which pushes us out of our comfort zone, but we pair it with some sort of soothing, healing ritual. We're going to put those 2 things together and have a really beautifully balanced reading life. Okay, so far, we've taken stock. We've surrounded ourselves with 5 books to tip the scales in our favor. We've diversified that stack, and we have chosen a ritual to help us get a little bit more self-soothing to that reading that we're going to do. The next thing that we need to do, of course, is to read. You need to find at least 6 minutes a day so that you can kick your body into that parasympathetic, more relaxed, rest and digest nervous system state. Now, hopefully, you are going to indulge in many more minutes than 6 across your summer reading life. And we know that if you get up to a 30-minute reading session, you'll have the same impact on your nervous system as you would as if you did 30 minutes of yoga. So you want to read often, and you want to read as much as you can. Why? So that you can take inspired action, right? The whole idea of surrounding ourselves with books that are going to help us be and feel and do the kinds of things that we want to be, feel, and do all summer long so that we come out of the summer a reinvented person, right? Is you have to take action from what you are learning. If you have surrounded yourself with books well, you are reading characters who are doing the things you want to do that could give you ideas for your own life. You are reading words that are helping you embody certain feelings that you want to cultivate every day during the summer. You are reading things like memoirs or nonfiction or even fictional stories that are helping you learn how to be a different kind of person, a person that you really want to be. But none of that happens if it stays on the page. None of that happens unless we take those nudges, those ideas, those little whispers of possibility for ourselves, and we do something. Whether those somethings are really tiny or really big doesn't matter. It's the action that propels us forward. And so, in order to help you take that inspired action, and in order to celebrate that inspired action, the last thing I want you to do as part of your personalized summer bookshelf is to create a list every night. Now, what is this list? Is it a gratitude list? Nope, it's not. This list is also something that Rachel Hollis recommended, and it's a proof list. A proof list. Every night, I want you to jot down 3 things, 3 pieces of evidence, 3 pieces of proof that you are moving into the kind of person that you want to be, feel, and do. You are reading the books and you are doing the things and you are having a great time doing it. And every night, I want you to try and capture 3 of those things. Prove to yourself that even if these actions are minuscule and micro actions, they do have a cumulative effect over time. And when you look at the end of your summer reading season and you see those 3 to 5 books that you have read, you remember those daily rituals that you engaged in, you see hard proof that you have done things to change your life inspired by the books that you've read, there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling of knowing that you have done the work. And in this way, you've done it in an enjoyable way, right? Mic drop right there. So there you have it. There is my recommendation for you to have the best summer reading season yet. Create a personalized bookshelf so that at the end of our 90 days of summer reading, you have literally reinvented yourself into the person that you want to be. I would love to know, of course, the books that are on your personalized bookshelf for the summer. You can comment on the show notes. You can find me on social media at @AfinitoLit. And as always, you can click the little button that allows you to record an audio message. And if you want a community to help you do this work, to create your own personalized bookshelf, book apothecary, book stack, whatever you want to call it, you might consider joining me inside my Get Literate Substack community. We are the best virtual bookish community, I think, out there. And we support each other in doing all the things, reading the books, writing in the notebooks, and growing into the kind of people that we want to become with reading and writing at the heart of it all. So if you're interested, head to getliterate.co or just click the link in the show notes to learn more. All right, everyone, thanks for listening to this episode. Here's to creating a personalized summer reading bookshelf so that we have the best summer reading season yet and emerge on the other side a completely reinvented, wonderful version of us that we want to be. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Get Literate podcast. You'll find links to all of the books, resources, and ideas mentioned on the episode in the show notes and at alitlife.com. And if you want more, you might like to join my Substack community. There, you'll find additional inspiration for your reading and writing life, like bonus podcast episodes, bibliotherapy book calendars, monthly book clubs, notebooking inspiration, live events, giveaways, and much more. It's only $5 a month, and you'll get instant access to all of the previous content, too. You can learn more at getliterate.co. And one more thing. If you love what you listened to today, please take a moment to rate and review the podcast, or take a screenshot of the episode and text it to a bookish friend. This helps the podcast grow and builds our bookish and notebookish communities too. Thanks for listening.